Gemma's journey. Paranoid schizophrenia. Escape the stigma. She was funny, kind, and a little sarcastic. Gemma loved making people laugh, and she was the friend who always noticed when someone else was struggling. But behind her smile, Gemma was living with confusion. For years, she didn't know what was wrong with her. The voices, the paranoia, the constant feeling of being watched. It was terrifying, and she had no name for it. She felt trapped in her own mind, unsure of what was happening. The loneliness was heavy. Before her diagnosis, Gemma often felt isolated, afraid to share what she was experiencing. And after the diagnosis, that loneliness didn't disappear. It changed. Some family members and friends treated her differently, scared of the stigma
Sometimes I hear voices that aren't there. It's terrifying.
that follows the word schizophrenia. To them, it became a label, a title to judge. At 28 years old, Gemma finally found the courage to go to the doctor. The build-up to that first appointment was overwhelming. She worried about what she might hear, about being defined by a word she barely understood. But she knew she couldn't keep living in silence. The diagnosis was
It's so hard to talk about this. The stigma makes it feel even heavier.
paranoid schizophrenia. Hearing those words was like the ground shifting beneath her. Fear of the label set in immediately. Would people see her differently? Would they only see the diagnosis and not the person? And sadly, some did. She lost people along the way, friends who pulled back, family who didn't know how to respond. The stigma was real, and it hurt. But Gemma wasn't completely alone. One true friend stood by her side, reminding her, "You're still Gemma. You're still the person we love." That reminder kept her strong, proof that she wasn't defined by her diagnosis. Her psychiatrist also gave her hope. For 3 months, Gemma attended weekly appointments. Slowly, she began to understand her condition a little more. Coping with treatment wasn't easy, but it gave her tools to manage her symptoms. She learned that schizophrenia was only a small part of her story, not the whole book. A year later, Gemma is still trying to escape the stigma. She knows it won't vanish overnight, but she also knows it doesn't define her. It's just one chapter in her life, and there are so many more chapters yet to be written. She is still Gemma. Funny, kind, and still carrying that sarcastic humor that makes people smile. She may have lost people along the way, but this journey has also been about discovery. Discovery of her strength, discovery of who her real friends are, and discovery of who is worth being part of the chapters of her future. Gemma's story is about resilience, identity, and hope. Schizophrenia is part of her life, but it is not her whole story. Her life is still unfolding, and the chapters ahead are hers to write. Gemma's story: Escape the Stigma, Paranoid Schizophrenia, because every voice deserves to be heard.